I look like a hot mess express. Hey guys, I'm Becky from Book Bite Reviews, and welcome to another weekend reading vlog. Today it is Friday, August 16th, and if you did not know, the N.E.W.T.s are happening this month. I don't think I mentioned them at all in last weekend's reading vlog, so I did want to do a recap with you guys to let you know my progress, because the point of this month's reading vlogs is to tell you how I'm doing, and I don't think I even talked once about the N.E.W.T.s. So let's quickly do a recap. I am trying to become a ministry worker in... What is he doing? Beb! What are you doing? Weirdo. So I am trying to become a ministry worker in the Department for the Regulation and Control of Magical Creatures. So I need to read a total of 8 books from 6 different classes. So the first class was Care of Magical Creatures, so I had to get an O, which means I also had to read the books for A and E. So to get the A, it was to read a title that starts with an A, which I read after, by N.E.W.T.s. To get an E, I had to read a book that is under 300 pages, and for that I read The Tea Dragon Society. Then to get the O, it was to read a book with a bird on the cover, and for that I read P.S. I Still Love You, which actually, let me show it to you guys, because I scoured that book to find a bird on it so that I could read it. Alright, so right here is the bird. It is a picture of a bird on the wall. It counts. Next, for charms, I had to read a book with a gorgeous cover, and for that I read Finale by Stephanie Garber. And then just last night I finished Defense Against the Dark Arts, and that was to read a book that is black under the dust jacket, and for that I read The Wicked King by Holly Black. You guys, this was so good. I still, don't get the romance, but, that ending, what he does to Jude, I just couldn't. I couldn't believe it. The ending is crazy. The Cruel Prince, I think, got 4 stars from me. This one is getting 5 stars from me. I cannot wait for Queen of Nothing. I think that comes out in October, I think, so I can't wait to pick it up. But, yeah, I just finished this last night, and it was, or was it last night or the night before? I think it was last night. But either way, it was fantastic. So that means I have read 5 out of the 8 books. I only have 3 books left, and I'm hoping to get 2 of them done this weekend and then the last one done next weekend. So for History of Magic, it is to read a fantasy, and for that I am reading Ferryman by Claire McFall. I did start this last night, and I am on page 58, so I have just this little tiny sliver done. So far it is interesting. It hasn't hooked me yet. Not enough has happened in the first 60 pages for me to decide whether or not to keep going, but today I will decide that I want to try and read another 100 pages today. If I don't end up sticking with this, I will pick something else to replace it and try to get that done this weekend. But the plan is to read this. I will say that I feel like I can tell that this isn't a US author. The author is from Scotland, and it takes place in Scotland, and I feel like I noticed the difference between American authors and this one Scottish author, but maybe it's just because I already knew that going in. But I just feel like this is a different book than what I would pick up published in the US by a US author. So what this book is basically about is a girl who dies and goes to the afterworld, and she meets Tristan, who is a ferryman, which is somebody that escorts you from one place to the next, which I think is like the in-between to wherever you're supposed to be, I believe. It really hasn't talked about that very much just yet because it's the very beginning, and they end up falling in love, and they both kind of have to decide if they should listen to their heart or duty, or go back home, or make the ultimate sacrifice. Some really big decisions are supposed to be happening. It's supposed to be really great. I have heard that this book has gotten amazing reviews overseas, and it was China's #1 ebook for a long time, I think for 2 years or something crazy. So it has finally been published in the US. I think that it was because the adaptation rights were just bought, so I've been wanting to read it and see if the hype is worth it. On Goodreads, only one of my friends has marked it to read, and then the author who I follow gave it 5 stars. But other than that, I don't know anybody who has read this book at all. So I'll be letting you know my thoughts and if I decide to keep going or DNF it later today. And then today, which actually before I even pick up Ferryman, I am going to be reading Kim Reaper Volume 1 Grim Beginnings by Sarah Graley. This is for the class Transfiguration, which is to read a LGBTQ plus rep book. And in this book, I'm pretty sure that there is a lesbian relationship. I'm not sure if that is accurate. I know 2 girls are going to be falling in love, but I don't know what they identify as until I read the book. But this is supposed to be fitting for it. I have read the first 2 pages just to make sure that it was going to be something that I'd want to read, and the first 2 pages were amazing, so I cannot wait to pick up this book. And then finally this weekend, this isn't for the N.E.W.T.s, but I will be rereading The Selection by Kira Cass for book club. Book club is not this coming up Monday, but the one after, so I should be starting this hopefully on Sunday and then finishing it throughout the week. So those are my big plans for this weekend. It doesn't feel too crazy. I think it feels super doable for me because I should be able to get that graphic novel done right now and then finish up Ferryman by Sunday if I choose to stick with it. I think I'm going to replace it with Selection if I DNF it, but we'll find out. So now I'm going to go ahead and pick up Kim Reaper. I cannot wait, you guys. This is on page 2. This is how I knew that this was going to be a graphic novel for me. So I just finished Grim Beginnings. This was so cute, and I have another class done. So I think now I'm going to watch some BookTube because I just got a notification that Books with Chloe just posted her first N.E.W.T.s vlog, so I need to watch that right freaking now. And then later tonight I will be picking up Ferryman by Claire McFall. So I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, just a quick update. I have fallen down a Veronica Mars hole. I've been trying to finish up all of the seasons before this newest season so I can watch the movie and then watch the brand new season 4, and I am only 2 episodes away from being done with season 3. It feels so good. I love the show so stinking much, but I almost cried during this last episode because if you watch True Blood, you know Lafayette, and unfortunately he has passed away, and he is in episode 18 of Veronica Mars, and I almost died when I saw him on the screen. Oh my god. I love him so freaking much, and it just got me right in the feels when I saw him because the only thing I've ever known him being in is playing Lafayette in True Blood. It was just really, really good seeing him. But now, before I watch the last 2 episodes of Veronica Mars, I am going to read some more of Ferryman for the next hour before midnight because it's 11 o'clock now. I did read some a little bit earlier, so I'm on page 75 now. I've read a whole 25 pages earlier. And we are now getting to learn about the afterlife, and our main character, Dylan, has found out that she is dead. So I think it's going to get interesting, but to be totally honest, it's just the pacing is very, very slow. It kind of reads like an adult book and not a young adult book, to be quite honest. So I'm going to read until the halfway point, and if it's not picking up, then I'm going to pick up something else. I have a feeling it might not pick up, but I will update you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, so it has been a half hour since I updated you last, and there has been some developments. I'm officially DNFing Ferryman. I think I read 1 more chapter and decided on it, but it's too slow, and it's reading like a required reading book. I could see this book being something that kids would have to read in high school to try and be this cool new edgy, it's just written like a lit book. It's just too dense. I'm reading for fun. I don't read literature, fiction. I don't read books that are supposed to expand my mind. I read for fun. I read to have crushes on book boyfriends. I just can't with this book. So I did go on Goodreads and I'm 25% of the way through. And if I'm feeling this way a quarter of the way into the book, it's probably not going to be good. So I have made the executive decision to pick up a book that I really, really want to read, even though I could just sub it for the selection. I've decided I want to read a Jennifer Armentrout book. And instead of rereading the first book in a series that I need to finish, and instead of reading one of her books that I have not ever read before, the first one in that series, I've decided to reread my #1 favorite, and that is Obsidian from the Lux series. So that's what we're gonna do, people. It's not productive, but I don't care. Alright, so I have grabbed Obsidian from my stack. I cannot wait to reread this. I'm like so freaking excited to pick this up, and that's what I should be reading, whatever gets me this excited. So we're going to be rereading Obsidian. I cannot wait. These are the original covers with Pepe on it. Yes, same name as my cat. Coincidence? No. No, it is not. So when I think of Damon, I think of this cover model, and I was able to take this book with me and get it signed not only by the queen herself, but also by the cover model Pepe. So, can't friggin' wait. So now I'm gonna go get in bed, and I'm gonna read some of this right friggin' now. I cannot wait. I am going to annotate. I'm just like, guys, this mood, like, I'm so living for this mood right now. Like, I'm so happy right now. I just finished with chapter 1. Honestly, best decision of my life. I am going to love this. Hey guys, it's Saturday and I've had a pretty late start to the day. I slept in very late and then decided to just take my time getting ready today, so I finally just got done in the shower and getting dressed. So I'm letting my hair air dry right now, so a little bit of a hot mess. Honestly, when am I not? So first let's talk about what I did last night. So as you know, I did start Obsidian. I do have a couple tabs already. I haven't gone crazy. I've just marked things like the first time he calls her kitten, and when we first meet Damon, and I think there was like 1 or 2 funny scenes that I marked, but I'm trying to be better with my annotating and really annotating what needs to be and not literally everything. And I read a lot last night. I'm on page 122, so I read all of this last night, and I am just loving it so much, you guys. I'm flying through it. Plan was to read for an hour last night and then watch the last 2 episodes of Veronica Mars, but I just could not stop, you guys. I love this book so much, and I'm so happy that I am enjoying it. I do see a couple problems with it. It kind of has the same problems as After, where he's like a pretty big jerk, but in this one he's a jerk because he's fighting his feelings for her because of paranormal things. He can't be with her, so it makes more sense of why he is a jerk to Katie. But at the same time, he does a lot more nicer things. Like, he can't help himself but to do nice things for her at the same time. So it's better, but I still recognize the problems. But it's just, it is what it is. I love this freaking book. It is definitely my favorite series of all time. I'm a little worried that I'm gonna want to reread the entire series now, which honestly I'm open to, because then the spin-off series, those will make a lot more sense because they refer to things that happened in the series, and it's been so long that I was just like, I don't remember that, but sure. So I'm not opposed to rereading the whole series, but that is just like dangerous. I have so many books I need to read this year. But honestly, I should just read for fun. So I'm really, really loving it. I am using 2 bookmarks right now just because I don't know which one to use. So I do have my Book Banditz bookmark. This one is Dark Kiss, and it is so pretty. It is so aesthetically pleasing with this book because it has the galaxy green band, and there's aliens in the book, so it makes sense, but it just looks so nice with this cover. However, I did remember that when I got The Darkest Star, that it came with a bookmark, and this quote is from this book. So I really want to use this, but to be honest, I'm kind of disappointed in this bookmark. It's not that great. So I did go on Etsy and I found some really cute magnetic bookmarks of Damon and Katie, and also some different like quote bookmarks and things like that. So I think I'm gonna buy some of those for the future, just because I need more Luxe stuff in my life. This couldn't have been a better decision to pick this up, because it is just so amazing and it feels so good to pick up something that you loved and still love it just as much. Like, it is just so great, you guys. It's so, so good. So now my plans for today. I have no plans that like require me to leave the house. I have a wedding shower tomorrow, and so I need to go pick up the gift, but my husband said that he would go pick it up for me since he's out hanging out with his friends right now. So I shouldn't have to leave the house today, but I kind of need to because I need some stuff from Walmart. But we're gonna just worry about that later tonight because I don't feel like going anywhere right now. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make something for lunch. I am going to watch the last 2 episodes of Veronica Mars really quick while I eat, and then we're jumping back into this. So I can't wait. So I just finished Veronica Mars. Wow. That is all I can say, is just wow. And I'm so happy that I did not watch the show when it first was airing, because like I don't know everything behind Veronica Mars. I know that it got canceled, but I didn't think that it got canceled after season 3, because the way that it ends, there's like no like wrapping of things up as if they knew it was going to be canceled. And then 7 years later is then when the movie came out. And now 5 years later, we finally have a season 4, which means 12 years have passed between season 3 and season 4. That is insane. I definitely cannot wait to watch the movie, and I cannot wait to finally watch season 4. Like, oh my God. All right, so I know what I'll be doing during the week, but now it is time to read. So I am going to get cozy right here on the couch and start reading more of Obsidian. So it is much later on Saturday night, and I have just finished Obsidian. This was such a good decision to reread this book. I loved it so freaking much, and honestly, it was just the best experience. I was able to go ahead and tab it, and as you can see, I didn't go too crazy. I just tabbed all of my favorite parts and my favorite romancy bits, like the first time that they meet, the first time they kiss, things like that, and it was just so freaking good, you guys. I definitely want to keep going, but I'm gonna wait and maybe pick up the next book next month. So I am going to double check to see on Goodreads if anybody considers this a fantasy, because now that I think about it, it's not really a fantasy, it's more of a paranormal, but I think paranormal is a subgenre of fantasy, so I'm going to double check Goodreads, see if anybody has it on their fantasy bookshelf, and if they do, then this will count for my N.E.W.T.s. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, then I will just count the selection for it, because I'm pretty sure that that one does count as a fantasy. I'll have to check on that too. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get in bed. I think I'm going to try watching the Veronica Mars movie. Very excited about that, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, happy Sunday. I am back from my wedding shower that I had to go to earlier this afternoon, and now it is hopefully kind of time to relax. My husband is inviting some friends over to play Mario Party. I'm antisocial, so I'm not that excited about it. But I don't know, hopefully it'll end up being fun. If anything, I will just retreat to my bedroom. But later today, once everybody leaves, I will be starting The Selection by Kira Cass. I can't wait because the plan is to also annotate this, and I think it's going to be a good time. This is this month's book club pick, so I will be doing this. I did find out that like 2,000 some people have Obsidian on a fantasy shelf, so it's counting for my N.E.W.T.s. Very excited about that, which means I only have one more class to take for the N.E.W.T.s, and that is for History of Magic, or maybe Potions, is to read your friend's favorite book. And for that, I'm reading Sloppy First by Megan McCafferty. That is my best friend Sarah's favorite book, so I will be reading that next weekend, and that is the last class that I have to take to become a ministry worker. So it's happening, you guys. As far as my TBR for the month goes, I have The Selection, Sloppy First, and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows to start. So I should be finishing this up during the week, reading Sloppy First next weekend, and then starting Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows for the last week of August. So I'm very, very excited about that. Last night I also did watch the Veronica Mars movie. It was so good. It was totally tailored to the fans. You could tell that when different people would come on screen that there would be like a pause so that people in the audience at the theaters could cheer and clap and things. It was just so really great, and I'm so happy that there is a season 4. Thank God. So tonight I will be starting season 4 of Veronica Mars. I at least want to watch 1 or 2 episodes, so we will see how that goes. I may try to watch one right now before everybody gets here, or I may pick up The Selection. I'm not sure. I also want to try out the audiobook for this because I have only read it physically, so I want to see what the audiobook sounds like and see if that could be any fun, but I don't know. We're just gonna go with it, see where it takes us. So I should be updating you guys again later tonight, and then I will definitely see you guys tomorrow to wrap up the vlog. Hey guys, it is Sunday night, and I just realized that I need to end this vlog tonight because the Bout of Books Readathon starts next week, which means I will be vlogging all week starting tomorrow, so this is where the vlog needs to end this weekend. So first let's talk about what I read today. I did start The Selection by Kira Cass. I am on page 87, so I haven't made a whole lot of progress, but I have made a pretty good chunk. This is what I have read so far, and I have started annotating, so I do have just a couple tabs here already. And so far I am enjoying my reread. It is just about to get into the parts where it's super interesting. We've just gotten to the palace, and yeah. When I originally read this, it was a 5-star book. I absolutely love this series. I'm hoping that nothing changes with my reread. And now let's talk about what I did read earlier this weekend. I did start and finish Kim Reaper Volume 1, Grim Beginnings by Sarah Graley, and this one I am going to give, I think, 5 out of 5. I really liked this. It was funny, it was cute. I just always have a problem with comics because unlike graphic novels, they are just a one episode kind of, where we don't really have like a beginning, middle, and end. We just have like a glimpse into it because it's just one episode of a TV show kind of, whereas a graphic novel has a whole story. So it is a little hard for me to judge these because I always am left feeling unfulfilled, but the artwork in this is amazing. I love the comedy in it. I love that we have these 2 very sassy women, and yeah, it was overall really, really great. It was a great pick for me. This was everything I could have asked for in a comic, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it 5 out of 5 stars. After that, I did pick up Ferryman by Claire McFall, and I decided to DNF this book after I can't remember how far I got into it. I think like 100 and some pages is when I stopped, I think. Maybe I didn't even get that far. But it was 25% of the way through is when I stopped, and it just doesn't seem like a book for me. It is a little bit too dense for me. It read kind of like an adult novel to me, and yeah, I just wasn't feeling it, so I decided to go ahead and DNF this one. And then finally, I did start and finish Obsidian by Jennifer Armentrout. This was a reread for me, as you guys know, and I absolutely loved it so much. Still a huge 5 out of 5 stars for me. So that means this weekend I did pass 2 of my N.E.W.T. exams. I first passed Transfiguration with Grim Beginnings, as this book has an LGBTQ rep. And then I also passed History of Magic, which was to read a fantasy, and for that I read Obsidian. That means for the N.E.W.T.s I just have one more class to pass, and I will be taking that exam next weekend. That means for the weekend I have read 412 pages. That is crazy. I am really loving that I now have this reading tracker from Kaz from Little Book Owl, because I am really loving tracking how many pages I'm reading. It makes me feel so freaking accomplished, and it's just a really great way to track instead of tracking how many books. Tracking the page count just feels like a lot more. Alright guys, that is everything that I have for this weekend's reading vlog. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you loved it and you want to see more bookish content from me, please hit that subscription button. And if you want to be notified as soon as my videos go live here on YouTube, hit the notification bell. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!